Hello, all you wonderful people of the interwebs. I am the Zodiac Lord, and welcome back to more Corruption Monday fun. Yay! Um, if you didn't catch the memo last week, we're doing bi-weekly stuff now. So, like, this week's gonna be Corruptday Monday and no Fuse Day Tuesday, so yeah, this week you're just getting a corruption, and the next week you'll just get a fusion, and so forth and so on. So, yeah, just little quick thing there for people who don't remember. So, yeah. So, this week we're doing Rose. Yay! I decided it was only fair that since I did the three main crystal gems, that I do Rose, because she was also a crystal gem. So, hey. And for Rose, of course, if it wasn't obvious, I'm doing a lion. And I want to address this first, because it's like the first, I think that it's important. It's not really addressed to one person, it's addressed to, because I know that just because one person has that opinion, that most likely means there's other people with the same or similar opinion. So, and I kid you not, I'm not calling this person out, but they said that you can't do a lion because it's unoriginal. And it made me laugh. Because and then they went on a whole thing of like what they would do, which was nice to read, whatever. But like, and they think again, I'm not really doing this to address just them, because it was just one comment and I wouldn't really care. But I know there's probably people who feel the same way. That doing a line for Rose is totally unoriginal because other people have done lion corruptions for Rose before, and here is my response, though, to that, because I do want to cover all my bases. So, the reason I'm doing here's the thing. I know that I'm not the first person to a lion, and doing a lion for Rose's corruption isn't original, but, like, does that matter? I don't believe that I should be required to make a corruption original every single time I do one, and if I think a lion is fitting, then why can't I do a lion? Because I think a lion is very fitting for Rose. I mean, she's a leader, which is usually represented in lions as leadership and stuff like that. She obviously cared about Stephen, hence like why he even exists. Because lions care about their kids and all that kind of fun stuff. And so it's just, and then there's like a bunch of other things, but like, so why, and also like even lions work in the ironic sense, in the sense that lions are typically pretty aggressive, but Rose is obviously very not aggressive, so it kind of works with the ironic sense. But hey, so that's just kind of what I wanted to address, though, is like, just because it's not the most original concept in the world, why can't I do a lion? Like, if I think a lion is fitting, and it goes for anyone. If somebody thinks, like, for a corruption or a fusion, that so-and-so X, Y, or Z is fitting, then why can't they do that? Maybe it's not original, but there's other ways to be original, So, yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to say my piece there. I know that, like, not a lot of people were saying, like, why are you going to do a lion? I know it was just one person, but, just one person said it probably means that there's other people who share some or similar opinions. So just kind of wanted to justify my design choices a bit, because I can. So yeah. On to everything else. So if you haven't noticed, roses everywhere. Currently, I have a very strong distaste for roses. It'll be gone in a few days, but oh man. I don't know what sadistic part of my mind said, hey, you know what would be fun? What if you just made Corrupted Rose's mane just a bunch of roses? I don't know what part of me did that, and then I got committed to it, and oh my goodness. It took me a full hour of just lining roses. It took me an hour. An hour. Oh my goodness, I was suffering very much. I hate roses currently. But yeah, I decided it would be fun to try and make her mane just a huge bouquet of roses. Because I don't know, it just felt like something fun to do. Instead of just making her mane her hair. And I mean, I've heard vaguely that her hair is supposed to represent a bouquet of roses. So hey, it makes sense. I don't know if it actually does, but hey. So yeah, never drawing this many roses ever again. I will refuse. I won't even do it for $100. Maybe for $100, but my goodness, it took me so long to do those flipping roses. And then everything else in the design looks so simple too because I was trying to balance it out, which almost makes me feel bad. So I have no idea if the roses were even a good thing or a bad thing, or if I should have just made it her hair and skipped the roses altogether. But hey, I did them. I can feel accomplished for doing that many roses. Thank goodness I learned a long time ago how to draw roses, or I would have been screwed. Goodness gracious. I could go on a whole 24-hour rant on just how frustrating it was doing those flipping roses. Because there were so many, and I'm sure some of you probably looking at it like, well, why didn't you just copy-paste the roses? Why didn't you just copy-paste them and turn them around? Because there's ones at different angles, and then with that many roses side by side, you'd be able to tell that most of them were copy-pasted, so I didn't want to do that. And because also I like suffering, apparently. So, you know. Plus you have some that I wanted to show that were like more younger roses, that were more like rosebuds, and whatever, and I just, suffering. Suffering TM. Much suffering everywhere. But what else can I talk about other than the flipping roses? My word. So yeah, I do like how this one came out with like the colors a lot. I like how this one came out with the colors and the lighting and stuff like that. And for some reason the shading didn't take as long as some of the other ones, which is weird, but it was a lot simpler. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, I don't know, maybe because there's less details to shade. I don't know. But hey, that was a thing. So yeah, overall though, I like how this one came out, even if I hated the roses. I hated doing the roses, my God. But hey, I enjoyed how this one came out, I think. And I think, despite the fact that the roses took a lot of suffering, I do like how the main came out. Maybe that's just my own personal bias, because I could see how people might see it's cluttered, but I don't know. I mean, feel free to share what you think. If you thought the main came out looking snazzy, or if you think it looks too cluttered, or if you think I should have just not done a bouquet of roses, or if that suffering wasn't worth it. So yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions and stuff like that. So yay. Yay. Next corruption will most likely either be lapis, peridot, or jasper. Those are the three I'm going to be doing before my next little fusion thingamabobber. In what order, that is up for speculation. Yay! Those ones are going to be a fun challenge because I can't go with my rule that they're 100% Earth-like animal. Because even though peridot and lapis are technically kind of crystal gems now, just based on my own rules, they probably wouldn't look exactly like Earth animals. So that's going to be fun. Oh boy. Hooray. So I'm not going to spoil who I'm going to do in what order. Plus it won't matter because it will take 2 weeks before that happens. So hey, yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out, sorry for hearing me yawn, jeez. But I also wanted to point out that a lot of people in my last one, I'm sure a lot of people in this one have noticed that the references, or in the ruby one, not the last one, or no, yeah, in the last one, in the garnet one, that I was using for my lion reference, I was actually using a picture of a lion of one of the lioness poses from Leoden, which is an online thingamabobber that people can go do things with. And it's funny that so many people actually noticed that and pointed it out. And I know that, and yeah, I do actually know what that website is. I've used it pretty vaguely. I haven't used it recently, but you know, I do kind of use it. And it's pretty snazzy, but like, yeah, and I was using those because for some reason it's very hard to find really good like lion poses, and I don't know why. And Leoden was right there, and it was like, gee, I recognize all these lioness poses, and they're good poses. So I was like, you know, like, what's the harm? They're drawn realistically. I could get a reference from a pose from this. I mean, it's not meant to be exactly anatomically correct to a lion, so, you know, that's kind of why I used it. So I find it funny that a bunch of people actually noticed that I was using that. But yeah, I was using a drawn reference from Leoden for my lion poses in both the Garnet Corruption and in this one, because I thought they were good poses to go off of, because they were pretty nice poses. And obviously in this one, I had 2 pose references. I didn't follow them at all, because just to me it didn't work for what Rose would be. Rose's posture, I guess. But hey, so yeah, that's a thing that I just thought it was funny that everyone noticed that. So yeah, I think that about covers everything I wanted to talk about, I think. So yeah, I didn't really come in here with much to talk about, so yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this corruption. I am sure that uh, I hope you enjoyed my suffering, and that's kind of all I want to talk about. So I hope you enjoyed this Corrupted Monday. I hope you like Rose Lion here, and I will see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Zodiac out.